Good morning and welcome to Let's Create Africa, where we seek to inform, inspire, and highlight change makers in Africa. Today we have Katherine Silva, a dedicated young lady, if I would say so, and not in jest. Katherine, how are you?
Morning. I'm very.
You can hear me well?
Yes, I can.
Please tell us about yourself. Introduce yourself to the world.
Great. Thank you for having me on Let's Create Africa. My name is Katherine. I am a working mother, a wife, a Kenyan author, and recently named as one of the finalists with Africa Pageants in the classic category representing Kenya.
Great, Katherine. Tell us about the work that you do actually on the ground, and why we actually chose to feature you on Let's Create Africa was because you're doing amazing work even during this season. So please tell us more about your work, tafadhali.
Thank you. So basically, I have been running a few, we could say, charity drives or movements. And this originally started with a book I had written for children. And, released at the time when COVID was announced within our country. And starting with that, I decided that that's what I have to give to help our community. So the book I wrote is sold and the proceeds go towards charity. Charity to support the TNR Trust, charity to support shelters for teenage moms and children. And the book itself is donated to schools, libraries, and readings are done, and to children that would never actually have a brand new storybook. That is one of the drives. Secondly, what I did was create what we call a donation drive. So this is a drive where I reach out to people and say, what you have that you don't need. It could be blankets, shoes, toys, anything, utensils that you don't need. Normally people just put these things aside. So what we say is we'll collect them. You give us a call, we shall collect them. And we compile them and take those who need those items. And for example, I was donating my book to a shelter run by a lady called Lean. And her foundation is Rebirth of Lean. When I took the books there, I saw that there was need for mattresses, blankets, food, diapers. So I reach out to people and say, give me what you have that you don't need. And it also grew to, do you want to donate food? Do you want to buy diapers? And basically, that is one of the drives. So what we call it is bringing joy to others. And every time we take these items to a home or a shelter, it is a joy drop. We've already done 2 joy drops. We are going to do another one next month, and we'll continue doing this until the end of the year. And if need still arises, we'll continue next year. Third item that I worked with, and this is linked with the pageant that I'm in, which is for women of substance. It's not impact you do in your community.
We've lost you there for a few minutes, but in the meantime, I can read something about you or your bio. Surprisingly, actually, people are already commenting, so it's a very interesting story. Let me read that. Katherine Silva has been chosen in the Mrs. Africa, classic category as a continental finalist, and she will also represent her country, Kenya, in the Africa pageant. Katherine continues, is a wife, a mother of 2, and to her immediate and larger family is a pillar of strength and support that bonds the family. During her free time, she enjoys playing with her children and relaxes when crafting handmade soap. By the strength of her teams, she coaches and mentors young enthusiastically, the youth, enthusiastically prepares them for the job market and enjoys guiding and supporting them as one of her give backs to society. She has worked and still works with the unprivileged women on personal development and direction to pursue their dreams. So, Katherine, you still there?
Yes, I hope you can hear me.
can hear you now perfectly clear. I was just reading your bio, and somebody, it's also a surprising thing that somebody has already sent a message immediately you started. Even before reading your bio, somebody is asking, how exactly do you manage this strength? Like, where do you get your strength to do all this at this time?
Well, that's a hi. I can hear you.
We lost you there for a few minutes. I'm assuming
Problem.
it's technical issues, but we are listening.
No problem. My strength, I think, basically it comes from the fact that I enjoy to help. I've always wanted to help and guide and assist. It's part of how I believe I've been created. And I've also believed in just staying positive. Staying positive in the sense that life has ups and downs. It will always have ups and downs, but we have to look at the positive side of things. And certain values that I decide we'll stick to this, and this is who I am, and I'm very much myself. So there's a lot of things that don't affect me that much during this COVID time. I always say we just have to be positive and be grateful for what we already have. I mean, if we already have food, that's already a big plus. So just being grateful, staying positive, having that faith is it what just keeps me going. And I get excited to help and guide and assist.
Interesting. Somebody also is asking how actually, let me correct that. How rich do you have to be to actually be able to help? So that's a very interesting question
Okay.
also.
So I was giving out my book. Obviously, I do not have community, but for me, it's the small things you do. The smallest thing you do, you could make a meal at home and share it with your neighbor next door, and that is creating impact in your community.
Sorry, we lost you there.
So the small thing creates impact in your community. You could feed your neighbor next door. You could go and assist an older person with preparing themselves for. Those are the small things that make a difference. I don't believe making a difference would be that you have to have uh, not that they don't make a difference, but you don't have to have a huge foundation and lots of funds coming in. What's within your reach?
Thing. Let me read something about your bio also that you just mentioned. Catherine started her working life at 18 years old, educated herself, attending classes after work for her university studies. She therefore displays resilience in times of difficulty and blossoms where there is success for all. Catherine is a firm believer that learning is for a lifetime, that we rise by lifting others. She's passionate about leadership and personal development. Her motto is influencing your potential. So just to pick on that, influencing your potential, tell us more about that. Why does that mean much to you as a motto?
Okay. So basically, when I finished high school, I went straight to work. I had uh, a scholarship. I had applied to the U.S. Universities and had a scholarship, 50% to join medicine. My dream initially was to be a doctor. So this didn't work out because we all know the cost. And I grew from a humble family. And as this didn't work out and I went directly into working, I ended up, and the corporate world can be really amazing. You can meet amazing people, and you can also find yourself in the cold at sometimes. So influencing your potential came about when I joined supervision or management, and I realized there's youth who you meet these youth, they've come into your team and they are so smart. They're so smart, they're so with it, and you're like, wow. But coaching is needed on certain things, soft skills, certain etiquette for them to advance in their career. So you can see this person is amazing, they could go far, but there may be one or two things that stand out that would ruin them. if they were continuing in that career. So I started just by helping, guiding, mentoring, coaching, and that's where my work with the community began. And that's when I thought about my slogan, because I believe in influencing someone's potential. So this person is in front of me, have amazing potential. How influence as a leader, positively guide them to their best. So that's one example of influencing your potential.
Also asking, please tell us, Catherine, are you a feminist? Yes or no, and why?
Oh dear. So the definition of a feminist is quite tricky. I may know who asked me that question, but what I can say is I'm a strong African woman. I live by certain values, and yes, who supports a lot of women. I will guide and push them, and I do believe we should be doing a lot of more leadership in this country, and there are amazing women in Africa.
But is also, surprisingly, I mean, these comments are coming in the words of one of my anchors, thick and fast. So the question is, they're asking, as a woman, as an African woman, then, why do you believe it's important for women to be relevant during this COVID-19 season?
Women are relevant, even not during COVID. Women are relevant. We are the community. The saying that says you assist one woman, you impact a whole community of people. So definitely it is important to have we can start not just as a woman, but from our girl, young to ladies, in leadership, in certain values, and in giving back in their community, but also in working together and lifting each other and building each other.
Catherine, before we even go on a break, because we're about to go to one, let me read something about you also that you've put out. Catherine, therefore, Catherine is also an author of a children's book, which is very interesting, and we'll get to that. She has launched her first book on 19th June 2020. The launch proceeds of this book will be given towards the TNR Trust, an animal shelter and mobile clinic. In addition to that, she's donating her book to the local libraries, schools, and children's homes. She writes books that will appeal to children globally, encouraging them to live values that will guide a positive life journey. And as an avid lover of cats, she does this by the illustration of cats also to appeal to children. So, Catherine, this is my personal question in regard to your book. First, what is the TNR Trust?
Trust is a trust that looks after animals. It's like an animal shelter. They also run on funds and have a mobile clinic that goes to areas such as our slums to vaccinate and spay and treat animals that are either strays or belong to the unprivileged that cannot look after them. They even do classes where they teach you how to deal with your animals. It is an amazing fund.
Sorry, we lost you there?
I hope you haven't lost me.
While you were finishing.
So that's about the TNR Trust. So they have a mobile clinic and they go to the different areas and all the treatments they do are free. They do not charge.
Is the TNR Trust a public trust or it's an individual organization?
It has different individuals. So it is organized with different Kenyan individuals.
Individuals.
Yes.
Hello, Catherine. I'm asking,
Yes.
It's a group of individuals?
I can hear you.
The TNR Trust is a group of individuals, right?
Yes, it is.
So somebody's also asking, name a few impact highlights of your work. Like, what highlights have you had during your work? And that would be with a book or during your work just in corporate.
Okay.
Which?
I have very, very many, quite a few. a menstrual drive we did in March. So it was done, we could say, online, because I wanted to make a difference. And a friend of mine based in the Rift Valley told me that not going well. Deep in Kimana, there are girls. There's a girls' school shelter that they don't even have menstrual sanitizer and that sort of stuff. So I spoke to people I know who know about the work I do, and we got things together and sent all the way there. And I think that was really amazing, because it was like how we have all acclimatized to Zoom. It was a Zoom movement for charity, impacting the ladies in the community. And it was really good. They took this picture where they all came out dressed in traditional wear and just took a picture to say thank you. That's one of the big highlights, because it was actually different ladies coming together. Some of the ladies who assisted me I have not seen in years. They could be ex-colleagues. And it made a big difference.
So somebody actually asked a question in regard to that. What is your opinion about sexual, reproductive, and health rights in Kenya?
So I believe women should have their say and their rights. And so your reproductive rights, I mean, it's your body and you must have a say. So yeah, that's what I believe.
It's okay. So we'll take a short break and we'll see you after this. Thank you very much. Please remember, send in your comments, send in your details on hashtag Let's Create Africa. Thank you.
The work that goes into preparation of a business story is special. It demands detail without favor.
The SME contribution to the Kenyan economy is immense. Data, more data, right? According to the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics, nearly 400,000 SMEs. And how many died? 2.2 million? We have it.
Now to give you more perspective
on the state of SMEs in the country, we're joined live.
In 3, 2,
1, we're live. SME contribution to the Kenyan economy
has immensely grown from 13% in 1993 to nearly 30% in the year 2018, according to the Central Bank of Kenya. Now, in a 2016 survey done by the Kenya National
My
Bureau
name is Ndiro Ganga, and this is Metropole TV.
Welcome back to Let's Create Africa, where we seek to inform, inspire, and highlight change makers in Africa. Today we have Katherine Silva, an author, a prolific woman in so many things actually, and her bio reads like a whole other book altogether. Katherine, are you there? Can you hear me?
I am.
So you left us hanging a bit there, and somebody has a very serious question actually asking, what do you mean in regard to sexual health and reproductive rights? They are asking, what exactly do you mean by women have choice?
I believe women should be able to access rights to your health. If it's to the hospitals, a right to see a doctor, you should have a right to speak about what they want to do with their body. That's what I mean.
That's interesting.
But I also,
but I'm sure there'll be another question in regard to that. And the impact highlights. We've talked about your impact highlights. Thank you for that. The next question would be, why do you think your work is relevant in Africa? And you can summarize any part of your work. It's okay.
My reputation, it is me. So it is relevant because I believe we should come together and like let's create Africa. We should bring our together. We should empower each other. We should guide each other. We should make the Africa. So what I'm doing is the steps I can do.
Bit, I guess it's a technical issue. Are you still there? Okay, I'll read something from your bio in the meantime as we await upon you. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Katherine is running a donation drive where she collects items people do not need in their homes, and once accumulated, takes them to the shelters that have the need. These are joy drops, in quotes, bringing joy to others, and will run throughout the year. So, Katherine, you're saying the joy drops will run throughout the year, right?
They will run throughout the year too, and we're doing another one next month.
Actually, hey, it seems you started a topic. I hope this is not a Pandora's box, but somebody's asking, when you talk about choice and sexual reproductive health rights, does having a choice include abortion? This is coming in the midst of legalizing abortion in Parliament. What do you think about that? What do you think about babies floating in the Nairobi River of late? Of late, do women still also have a right to kill? That's a question from one of our respondents, it seems.
Tell you on my personal choices in life, I'm a pro-life. Yes, I am pro-life. I think that would answer what they are asking. But when I'm talking about a choice, I'm talking about for medical, girls have a choice and they can say, oh, I want to go and see the doctor. They need to be able to say, I'd like to go in. We're not talking about abortion. We're talking about just basic health as a woman. I need to see a gynecologist saying that I need to be treated. That's what I mean.
Thank you for making it very clear. Pro-life, please expound that for some of the viewers who might not know what that means exactly.
So basically for me, I believe that a child once conceived is life, and this is what we should keep as sacred.
Thank you so much for that. The joy drops. I want to go back to the joy drops. Bringing joy to others. It will run throughout the year. You said that, yes? What's the whole purpose of the joy drops? Just for people who might have missed what you said when we started.
Purpose is to give people in our community things that they need. And these are things that we do not use or do not need and do not see any value in. Like an old blanket would be of so much need to a lady in a shelter who's just had a new baby. So that is one of the examples of the joy drops.
Is it within Nairobi or anywhere in the country?
Well, it is within Nairobi because remember our borders were closed down. But as the months now passing, we will start looking at outside of Nairobi as well.
How soon do you think that will be happening?
We're looking at the next by August. Now we'll look at other areas apart from Nairobi.
Another question, whom exactly are the greatest beneficiaries of your work? And you can list any of the works and just mention the beneficiaries. It's okay, you can list all of them.
So beneficial, for example, the young girls in Kimana in Rift Valley, they were beneficiaries of my work. When I released my book, I did a reading at the Karen Village where we invited children from all over, Kajiado, Ngong, often different schools. They had a reading with me and received my book. With the Joy Drop, the shelter, one of them is based in Rongai on the way to Kitengela. These are women and young children, girls, and have been on the street, been orphaned or have run away from homes due to abuse. These are the type of people that have benefited from my work. And then to do with coaching, there has been beneficiaries directly in the workforce, just within the workforce that need guidance and help.
Another question, how has your industry, in regard to your corporate life, how has your industry evolved and or will evolve in lieu of the pandemic?
The industry, and they've done a lot within the pandemic. I'm not a owner in the industry and I'm an employee, but they have done a lot, and there's been a lot of donations. I will not get into names and details, but they've done a lot within the pandemic, and it's been on the news.
We actually don't know what industry you are in.
Industry, but as an individual, the financial industry, yes.
What exactly, if I may ask?
So within the financial industry, what I was saying is, yes, someone asked, there has been a lot of donations from different institutions. And personally, within my personal industry as an author, the difference is my author doesn't fall under a company. It is an individual thing. That's where I have made a personal difference.
No, they're asking, evolving, how exactly has your financial industry, how exactly has it evolved in lieu of the pandemic?
Oh, I see. A lot of people are working from home. As much as most of the corporate life, and many of them are Zoom meetings, I believe clients are seeing a lot of us more because we are interacting more online. So been a lot of that technical change, but also people have come together and worked together and thought of different ways of solve clients' needs. Those are internal processes that I will not go through, but definitely there has been a quick adjustment as I looked after.
Interesting. Thank you so much, Katherine. And as we wrap up, I would like just to mention you've been one of our best guests on Soko, one of the Metropole shows, the home shopping program. How has your experience been on Soko?
It's been on Soko. Love the impact towards the community.
Again. Okay, as we are still wrapping up and waiting for Katherine, I would like to finish up on her bio. In particular, Katherine has been working for women. She is part of the Africa Pigeons, where she built a stronger foundation to enhance her audience for the help of others and bring positive progress to the charities she will emissary, thus to the communities also in Africa at large. In particular for women who are in the classic age category and have all shapes, sizes, and heritage this journey in this pageant. She hopes she will influence and empower women to embrace themselves as they are and believe in something extraordinary. Katherine, you can hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Finishing up on your bio, and we even have a question on that. But before that, you were talking about your experience on Soko. Then I can wrap up with this last question.
It has been amazing. I love the energy. I love what it is doing to make a difference in our community. It is an amazing platform, and I would tell anyone who has something that they need to sell, Soko would work for them.
That's a good endorsement. So the question is, in regard to your doing pageant, somebody is actually asking, how old do you need to be to do a classic category? That's one. And two, about shape and size. Does it really matter? Or with classic category, you can get away with that?
With this classic category, this is a really good question. The pageant itself, why I said, is not a pretty pageant. It is a pageant substance. and we are all women of substance. So basically, all shapes, all sizes. It is about authenticity. You are the impact. You need to be 40 plus to be in the classic category. There's other categories for the ages below that. So anyone can join the pageant and anyone can be extraordinary.
Actually, there's been a lot of body shaming going on around. What can you encourage women and even men now, it seems, in regard to this?
We have the wrong idea of what beauty is. Not everyone, but many of us do. If you look at Miss Kenya for 1966, she was a well-rounded, beautiful mother, and you could tell she was a mom. Not saying also if you're not big, you're not beautiful. It doesn't matter whether you're big, small, skinny, tall, short, whatever you are, whatever shape, nose you have. It's all about accepting us as we are. And I think just beauty, we are all uniquely created by our creator. So we are all beautiful in our way. And I love about pageant, it doesn't have any specifications. I didn't need a tape measure before I joined to measure anything. It is about your impact and who you are.
Katherine, it was a pleasure hosting you. Last but not least, what's your last word to the community and Africa, especially the youth?
I want to say thank you to Let's Create a Change Maker yourself. And I just want to encourage all the women out there. You and we are ordinary women. You can all be extraordinary.
Repeat that. We lost you there for a bit and you had a very good point.
We are all working class or business owners, ordinary women, Kenyan women, and we can all be extraordinary with the tiny things we do. We are all amazing. And I think it's all about that self-love and believing in yourself.
So much. Thank you so much, Katherine Silva, author, pigeon contestant for Miss Africa also. That's the classic category. And mother, wife, and so many other things in between. Thank you so much for being with us. We had a pleasure hosting you for Let's Create Africa. Please remember, Let's Create Africa, where we inform, inspire, and highlight change makers in Africa. It was my pleasure hosting you today. My name is Waihiga K.Muturi. See you next time.
Whether you call it